Trying to get my dribble right. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, The Real Gully TV on YouTube. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at GullyTV1. Shout out to Low Murder Official out of Philadelphia, doing a thing. Oh, that's nice right there. Oh, perfect. How long you had this one? I ain't even know you had this one. I should have been using this one. What's that? Just regular light? What's that, light blue?
Just white.
White? Oh, yeah, that's the one I need from here on out. Go ahead, you can start it from the commercial.
You get a mic check, bro.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Broom, broom. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell, the top one, so you can get the notifications. Shout out to Rochester. Shout out to the whole upstate New York. All right. PA Knit for the latest. Bring it back, baby. PA Knit, the most electrifying fashion accessory in the world. Make sure you go get yours today at therealdribble.com. Peace. Let's get him. Play my song. Shout out to the truck drivers. Make sure y'all buckled up. Drive safe, get them people's product there on time. Shout out to everybody tuning in overseas. Pillmatic 2 on the way. Let's get it in. Shout out to my engineer, Nick. I see you, whether you noticed or not, I came in here and it's a smokeless session. It's the first time I've been in here ever in this studio, and it ain't no Buddha. Did you peep that? No reefer. I quit, yeah. Huh?
I ain't know.
Oh, yeah, I quit, man. I've been off kind of like 2 weeks now, a little over 2 weeks.
Congratulations.
No doubt. That shit was getting expensive, man. I couldn't pay you and the weed, man, at the same time. Man, it got serious. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Yeah, I'm drug free now. This is the first time I think I've ever been in a studio without no weed. I'm talking about any studio, you know what I'm saying? It was part of my creative process for a long time, but I'm acting now. Shout out to yours truly and my IPBW. I forget the name of that profile, but that's the website. That's where film directors go to when they be looking for their actors and shit. It's like a actors pool website. Like if they want a nigga 6'2", brown skin, they'll just type that in, and everybody who's registered will pop up on the joint. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure when they type my name in there or they type a description in there and they say white teeth, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was, man. Shout out to my dentist, Kevin Sambacino, man. He get me together. I spent about $15,000 in the last couple of years on my teeth. And we done now. This is the last little, I think May is my next appointment. And I get my last 2 implants. I made sure of, once I got me some paper, every tooth that they ever pulled out my mouth, they're going to put that motherfucker right back in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is on that. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in, man. It's been an eventful week. I am back at the top of the algorithm. I strong-armed it. Hassan Campbell, I couldn't have did it without you. You put me in the mix. And I got to give these people what they want whenever you put me in the mix. But yeah, you mentioned my name, man. So you got a part of me that I have been I had been holding back for a minute, man. I was trying to be diplomatic with you and shit, but you can't keep saying my name, man. Like, my platform ain't the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the rest of y'all came along after me, and the shit that y'all do and the shit that I do is two different things. So don't be blaspheming the dribble and shit, man. Not unless you want some conflict or something like that. But anyway, I gotta, excuse me. I came here tonight with some great intentions. I told people on my live stream, I started to record it in my studio visually, but I said, nah, I just put it on the dribble for everybody so everybody could listen to it, you know, the truck drivers and everything. But Hocus for a Fifth, I reached out to you and I sent my number to you, and I sent my number to you through Minnesota, and you left me on scene, and Minnesota told me that he delivered the phone number to you yesterday, and yet you just decided not to call. No problem, G. I was reaching out with great intentions, with good intentions, man. I got no malice for you in my heart or anything like that. I seen the video that you did yesterday, and you were very transparent, probably a little transparent, but you were transparent. You know what I mean? You had some things on your chest. It seemed like you was defeated, and I felt that me being in the position I am, Big Brother Dribble Almighty, I can offer you some words of encouragement, and that's what I plan to do. So that's what I reached out to Minnesota for. I just wanted to drop a little game on you, G. I know that in the past you had a guest on your platform by the name of Dawson, and you did a live stream with him, and you know the nigga was bad mouthing me and shit like that, and you knew that his credibility wasn't any good, but you chose to do it anyway. And we got past that, no harm, no foul and shit. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to say what you do to pay your bills? Anyway, yeah, I believe that Cal Dawson thing made you feel that I was reaching out to you with some type of ill intentions for you, but that totally wasn't it. At this point in my career, I'm doing damn great. And the further that I escalated, the less I became less aggressive somewhat, if that sounds right. You know what I mean? Just non-confrontational, just not wanting a problem anymore and shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially with people who ain't on the same plane as me. But I seen your video. I listened to it, and you seemed like you was defeated like a motherfucker. And I just wanted to interject. Brother Hocus, there's a saying that I read somewhere. I was listening to some philosophers on YouTube. That's where I got it from. And one of the philosophers said that the richest man is not he who has the most money, wealth, and material things, but he who has the least amount of desires. That's who the richest man is. Shit, he with the least amount of desires. And I seen your video, and you started off by saying a lot of things that seemed to be, it just seemed like you was looking at other people and the way other people was progressing, and you was kind of comparing it to your situation. But I feel that somebody should remind you that you rich. You're rich. You're rich in your own way. And I'm going to explain to you why. You was a part of an indictment, the sex, money, murder indictment. And the rest of them niggas went to jail. Your brother's still in jail. And you were able to come home. God freed you. You made it back out here to the streets. And it seemed like you've been out here and you have lost sight of the things that are most important. And when I say you rich, I mean you free, you healthy, you still got talent, and you still got time. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't feel that the state of mind that you projected on the internet, I don't know what's going on inside of you, but I just wanted to remind you that you have a lot to be thankful for. You still free. You still got a shot. Anybody that's still free, if you're blessed to wake up in the morning, God breathed life into your lungs and woke you up this morning, you still got a shot. You got a roof over your head. You got clothes. You're getting meals. You got, you know what I'm saying, you eating. Probably got a couch somewhere where you can sit down and watch March Madness. And you can watch the NBA. It's a lot of niggas who are deprived of that. A lot of people who are incarcerated, and a lot of niggas are dead. But you still here. You still got access to the remote control. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, I just wanted to remind you that you are wealthy and rich, man, in your own right. You know what I'm saying? I seen you saying something like, I be putting in work and, you know, it just seemed like this shit ain't working out for me. God has his time and place. You know what I'm saying? When success is manifested, you just got to stay in the race. I hope I'm using the right words because I rehearsed this in my head before I got down here. I was in the gym. But I just wanted to remind you, you've been incarcerated before. You free now. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you got no fresh cases, no docket numbers and shit like that. Long as your feet is still on solid ground, you have a chance to do something. You could change the tide. As far as you saying that it seemed like people ain't jacking you, or it seemed like, you know, people ain't supporting you, you got to look into self and see what's going on with self and ask yourself, are you doing everything necessary to be in a successful life? You said it yourself that you haven't made a song in like 3 years. What do you expect to come from that? You know what I'm saying? You said DMX and you had a relationship and he told you that you were special and you was talented and y'all gonna rap forever and shit. You didn't hold up your end of the deal. You have a story. I met you in OBH Studios in Philadelphia when you first got home. And the fact that you basically beat a federal gang indictment, you have a story. But have you written it? Have you written a book about the things that transpired? You haven't. You said you haven't did music and did any songs in like 3 years. With that being said, what type of success can you, or do you feel is owed to you if you're not working? God said if you want potatoes, you better get a goddamn shovel. You know what I'm saying? You have to get to work if you plan to attain any type of success. You mentioned something like you confessed that you've been Ubering, you was an Uber driver. And the way that you confessed it, you said something like, you know, go ahead, I know y'all gonna make content about me and da-da-da-da-da. Hocus. Having a job is nothing to be ashamed of. It isn't. It isn't. I've actually considered DoorDash just because I wanted another source of income on the side that I can invest into my career and shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. In addition to me being Gully TV, in addition to me selling clothes online, having my own website, podcast, YouTube checks, royalties from a book, royalties from a movie that I was in. I just felt that shit. During the day, after I go to the gym, there's a window in the morning where I have a few free hours. And I was saying to myself, man, damn, I wonder what could I do to get a couple extra dollars and shit. And I actually considered, you know, DoorDash situation. Like, I wouldn't want to do the Uber thing and, you know, a person hop in the car with me and it's Gully TV and shit. Not that it's nothing that I want to be ashamed of. I just don't want that type of contact with, you know, with the public and shit. But you were saying, you know, I was Ubering and shit like that. And, you know, you said that your car ultimately got repossessed or something like that. There's nothing to be ashamed of having a job. I think that's something that's terribly wrong in our community, that niggas get so out of touch with reality from being on social media all day, and you see everybody seems to be doing great. Everybody has a nice car, jewelry, going on trips, and all of this types of shit. And then you look at yourself and you feel that you're losing, not knowing that a lot of these people are projecting false images and just uploading them to the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got their struggles going on and shit. Everybody doing what they got to do to make it. But if this is a society where a man is made to feel insecure or low because he has a job, that's pure insanity. That's pure insanity. You're supposed to have a job. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have a job. That goes for everybody. Everybody, every man should be bringing something to the table. If you're not bringing something to the table, that's at the point that you're a bum. That goes for everybody. Something that I also wanted to share with you and anybody that's listening is this. We be at our best when we incarcerated. This is the truth. A lot of black men, we be at our best when we incarcerated. We be drug free. We be working out. We be getting up in the morning. We be reading books. We be studying. We be doing all of this shit in jail. And as soon as they spring us and let us back out to society, you leave all of your disciplines, all your practices, all your routines, you leave it in fucking jail. You dig what I'm saying? And come out here and you're a mess. Me, in order for me to be Gully TV and stay out here, I brought my jail practices, my jail routines home with me. I've been living this same, way, this same style since I came home from prison in 2004. You got to ask yourself, when was the last time you read a book on the streets? You know what I'm saying? Because we all know that taking that information and reading books, it fertilizes the soul. Reading a good book makes you feel good and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's real. And we leave that shit in jail. We come home and you on the street, you no longer feeding the soul. You no longer working out. Before you know it, your body feel like shit. Your moods are fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not feeding the soul and shit. You're not taking care of your body. You're not eating right, eating bullshit, not getting sleep. You know what I mean? Up all night and all of that type of shit. This all affects a man and shit. This all causes a deterioration. This is the truth. Just ask yourself, when was the last time that you fed your soul? When was the last time you took in some information that would make you feel good? I listen to philosophers. I listen to other successful people, Warren Buffett, just anywhere I can get some good information. You know what I'm saying? And I do that to improve me. You know what I mean? And the gym thing, there's nothing in the world like a fresh compliment from the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something that you need to look into and reestablish in your life. The fitness thing. You look like you got a nice frame on you, but I don't know how serious you taking it, because if you was taking the fitness serious, you wouldn't be so stressed. You know what I'm saying? The gym removed that shit. It removes that shit from your body. That's why they offer that shit to people incarcerated. They keep throwing you in the fucking yard. They keep throwing you in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So you can expel some of this pent up frustration and negative energy and shit like that. Fitness is necessary. And if you're not doing that on the streets, you can expect your whole body, your whole world to deteriorate. So yeah, that was something that I wanted to say to you, young blood. Like, you got to ask yourself, did I really leave all of my disciplines in jail when I beat that case on Rikers Island? Did I come home to the world and become a part of the rat race and forget about self? You know what I'm saying? You got to remember self and make sure that you program self. Make sure you feed in self. You know what I'm saying? And then you can move. You know what I mean? I was kind of like disturbed to see you online feeling like that. Oh yeah, we've had conflict and shit like that, but you younger than me and shit. I done been your age before. You ain't never been mine. And you just seemed like you was at the end of your rope. You had to be for you to get up and say that in front of the whole world, that you said, I'm not all right. You know what I'm saying? That probably took an element of courage, but we can't carry it like that. We can't carry it like that. Now, another thing, about a year or so ago, me and you had our conflict. We got some mutual associates. We got through it. It wasn't nothing serious at all. It wasn't between me and you. It was between me and Cal Dawson. And I know that you deal with the holistic shit. You know what I mean? I know that you were selling, I think, juices or, maybe sea moss or black seed oil. You was selling holistic shit. And I hit you up and I told you, yo, fam, I got a dope ass sea moss gummy plug over in China and shit, man. And my man got units for $13, and you could pump them for 35. You left me on scene and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that was me sharing some game with you so you can get you some paper. That was the field that you in. That's something that we share. We both kind of fuck with the Dr. Sebi teachings and holistics and shit like that. And I was sharing that with you because I was eating off of the sea moss gummies and shit. I don't have any in stock right now, but back then I was booming and I was trying to share it with you, and you left me on scene. I believe that, again, a lot of y'all come to the internet and look at someone like myself and others and compare our successes to what's going on with you. You got to remember, you didn't start out in media. That wasn't your intentions. You're an MC. You know what I'm saying? And you said it yourself. You haven't did music in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people picked up this, what you call podcasting, broadcasting, during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? And that was because rappers could no longer do shows and shit because of the COVID shit. You know what I mean? People couldn't do shows. A lot of shit was shut down. And y'all watched us who had already established ourselves online and said, yo, we can do that. And outsprung all of these platforms, all from rappers. They all came out during the pandemic. Everybody tried it. And I believe that y'all expected to be received the same way as us. Y'all opinions, y'all observations, y'all objectives, everything is going to be different because you are MC. You're going to look at things different than us. You know what I'm saying? We're on the outside of the booth. You know what I'm saying? So the things that we seeing is going to be different, and it's not going to be opinionated. Whereas you guys are rappers, and you might get online and you might not want to say something about another rapper who might be your peer. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all just, from the time you step into this broadcasting shit, it's different for you guys than it is for us. You know what I'm saying? My broadcasting and me being in front of this mic has caused conflict with, different people. You a rapper, you might not want conflict with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna be brutally honest. You're not gonna remove the sugarcoat like us. You know what I mean? You're gonna approach things differently. And it just wasn't going to work for a lot of people. And as you see, not just you. Mano put down, he was kitchen talk. It didn't work. He put it down. My son used to be online, trying to blog or whatever. He put it down. It didn't work. Fat Joe was crack vision. Like, there was a lot of people that jumped into this field, and one by one, they went about their business. And I guess you thought that you could stand in there and shit, when in all reality, the fans looking at you like, this is a rapper. Like, he don't do this for real. You know what I'm saying? So you can't expect to be supported like some of the rest of us, you know what I mean, who have carved out our own, legacy and shit like that doing this. So, yeah, when I seen you, and then you seemed like you was frustrated, and you was like, man, people not supporting me, this and this and that, da-da-da-da-da. My nigga, again, God said if you want potatoes, you got to get a shovel. You got to get to work. You got to figure out something that work. You can't pout. Chin up, soldier. Pick your head up, my nigga, and step to your business. You know what I mean? Go get your car back. Do what you got to do to get your car back. You know what I'm saying? If you got to do a little Uber driving and shit until you get your dribble right, do what you got to do, my nigga. Like, we don't look down on a nigga trying to get $1. I don't. Hustlers don't. We understand that shit. What you need to do is figure out how you can be the best at that shit and earn more until you in a better space. You know what I'm saying? And you said that you had a few episodes recorded of maybe a documentary or something that you had going on. When I reached out to you, I was interested in them episodes. If you got 3 or 4 episodes done, I was interested. I was reaching out to see, man, if maybe you want to sell a couple episodes to me. I could play them on my platform and shit, and you can take the bread and go do what you got to do. Both of us get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was reaching out to you for. To hear you say the things that you said, it just, you got a good smile, you got a good spirit, you got a good energy about you. I done been in your presence. We done been in the same room and shit. And even when we went through our thing, it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to see you in a dark place like that. You know what I mean? It ain't like that, my nigga. You black just like me. You know what I'm saying? The situation with Jay Prince, you got that chain back. You felt that you was doing the right thing. And in some people's eyes, it was a noble thing to do. You know what I'm saying? You were someone that was in position to do that. And you did it. A lot of people said you shouldn't have did it. I was one of them. I didn't think you should have did that. And look at the situation that we have now. When you turned around and asked him for a favor, he didn't get proactive. He didn't get on his job and help you like you helped him. You know what I'm saying? That's something that, if you've been in this music business long enough, you know these niggas carry it like that. These niggas do not play team ball. They don't. Everything that you were saying, it's to happen to me before. It's to happen to me before. Yes, niggas are sometimey. Yes, niggas turn their back on people. Yes, niggas roll with popularity and all of that. And you looking for some authenticity from a lot of people who, that's not what it is with them. You know what I mean? These are very, very fickle people. You know what I'm saying? The Jay Prince thing, I can't tell you what to do, but I just, look what happened. Look how he treated you. Look how he treated you, my G. You know what I'm saying? And you helped him out. In this life, if you can, you should always do the right thing. In that situation, you felt that was the right thing. Don't look for your reward in man. You're going to be rewarded by karma, good energy, and God and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't declare when the blessing come or nothing. You got to just stand in the field. I call it fighting through the screens and shit. You know what I mean? I call it fighting through the screens. You got to keep on fighting, man. You can't give up. As far as your documentary aspirations and shit like that, I'm telling you this. If you record it, I'll edit it for you for free. You can email that shit to me. I'll edit the whole documentary for you for free. If you record it out there in the Bronx and do what you got to do, and maybe me and you could come to some type of agreement and get some money together. That's what I was reaching out to you for, because I'm a ball player. You know what I'm saying? And that's what type time I'm on and shit. You know what I'm saying? I play team ball. And that's why I was trying to call you and tell you, let's have a conversation, man, and see what we can do, because you are somebody. You were a part of Bang Bang Boogie. High Blood Pressure was a dope-ass song by Bang Bang Boogie. George P.O. Brown was a basketball player. That was my nigga, and I know how he felt about you guys. You know what I'm saying? So it was nothing for me to help you out. You didn't return my call because you thought I had some ill intentions. I don't. I ain't never had no ill intentions for none of you niggas. I came here to win. You know what I'm saying? I done had conflict with niggas and shit like that. That's because I came here to win. You know what I'm saying? And if you gotta lose in order for me to win, that go for everybody. That's just what it is and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you got talent. You have to work. You was around Castle Hill and Soundview and Pistol Pete. Lord Tariq is your man. Peter Guns is your man. You got some great dudes around you, man, but you got to get on your job. You got to get on your job. Your job is not podcasting. Your job is not sitting in front of a microphone interviewing motherfuckers like Cal Dawson. That situation with Cal Dawson, that nigga wasn't right. You know he wasn't right. 50 Cent said he wasn't right. Vlad kicked him off his platform. He wasn't right. You knew he wasn't right. And you still interviewed him, man, because you was trying to do you. You know what I'm saying? And it was a selfish gesture and shit. And just look how it ended. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with Cal Dawson is part of the reason that your podcasting thing went left field, because you fucking with people who don't have any credibility makes you look desperate. You know what I'm saying? And that probably began the decline as far as you doing, I don't know what you call it, your YouTube situation. Cal Dawson, you know what I'm saying? Again, you knew that the nigga wasn't right and you chose to deal with him anyway. You do dirt, you get dirt. And I ain't come here to, shit on you, kick dirt on you, or nothing, nigga. You black just like me. You know what I'm saying? Your mama black just like mine. We should be out here working together, my nigga. Straight like that. You said publicly that you wanted some GoFundMe. That ain't what's up. That's a bad look for a man. That's a bad look for a man. That's just a terrible look for a man. People are attracted to strength. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody is going to support you in that regard. But if you got out there on the front line and got the grind and showed people that you got the ball rolling on your own, somebody might come and assist you and help you push the rock, my nigga. Again, that's team ball. That's team ball. That's just the truth. But that wasn't the right approach. That wasn't man shit. That's something that has become big online where niggas turn around and basically, I call it cyber panhandling and shit. And I'm not kicking dirt on you. I'm just saying this to everybody. It's not man shit. It make you look weak, unprofessional, the whole 9 yards. So that's not a good move. That's not a good move. That's not a good move. I think we got to get back to doing what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that our plans get executed. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas, it require them going back to the block. Do what you got to do. Might got to go back to the block. Do what you got to do. Some niggas put on a ski mask. I ain't against that. Nigga, I ain't above that. Do what you got to fucking do. You know what I'm saying? You know the risk. You know the reward. It's about how much you want this shit. But the panhandling or the GoFundMe shit, it was a time when that shit didn't exist. And niggas made it. You know what I'm saying? Black people have always made it. You know what I mean? Even through slavery, through anything that was put in front of us, we made it. We still here. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, I feel that that's a weak gesture for a man. You know what I mean? Chin up, my nigga. Do what you got to do to get back. You know what I mean? Just the dribble talking to you. Straight up. Like, I believe that you could turn the tide, but you can't do it not record music in 3 years and shit. The same way that you said I got 60,000 followers, and I just want $1 from each and every. Nah, my nigga. You got 60,000 followers. That same $1 that you asking niggas for, you can get $1.99 per single selling music online and shit. You know what I'm saying? You actually shortchanging yourself. You know what I mean? You actually shortchanging yourself. Get to work, my nigga. Get the pen and pad and get to doing music. You got people that you can call on the phone. You from New York City. You from the Bronx and shit. I met you in Philadelphia with OBH. You was already on the track. So you got the connections. It's about whether or not you want it or not. You got to get to work. You got to get to work. Nothing plus nothing equals nothing. And I don't know what you expected to get out of not doing music in 3 years. I didn't even know that it was that long. What were you doing for the last 3 years? You thought that podcasting, a lot of people believe this. You thought that you was going to take off. You thought it was going to work for you. You know how much other shit I do besides this, besides recording, podcasts, besides doing Gully TV interviews. You know how much other shit I do to make this shit work? You got to keep on getting busy. Like, it just don't go like that. It don't go like that. The content that we cover, a lot of times they don't even monetize it because it's too abrasive or the topic might be violent, or it's up to YouTube whether or not they want to monetize it or not. So with that being said, you got to have a cushion. You got to have something else that you're going to do to help hold you up, man, until you hit your number. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Like, that wasn't the way to do it. And again, I done been your age before. You ain't never been mine, young blood. I'm telling you what's right. As long as you can get up in the morning and step on solid ground, you got a chance. It's 8 million people in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Again, you shortchanging yourself depending on your Instagram following. When it's 8 million people out in the streets, start selling music again. Niggas is selling hard copies. Niggas will buy your music. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is buying albums. Niggas is buying t-shirts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have something. You got to just keep on stacking accomplishments, ventures, business ventures on top of each other, my nigga, until you up top and you sitting on something. You know what I'm saying? You keep on stacking it up and then you be sitting on something. That's just what it is. But asking for somebody to come help, it ain't going to happen. You was a part of an organization, the Sex Money Murder, United Blood Nation or whatever. If them niggas ain't gonna help you, you see that. If they was down, if they was blood, if they was down with you and shit, they should have been all in regards to putting out a project about, the indictment, Sex Money Murder, Castle Hill, Soundview. Y'all sitting on the ropes and y'all letting these crackers tell y'all story and shit. You know what I'm saying? You go on YouTube. I mean, you go on YouTube, you see 1,000 motherfuckers talk about Pistol Pete. America's most evil gangsters and shit. Like, networks is telling y'all story. Gangland, all these people have profited from y'all story. And y'all didn't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all ain't putting nothing out. So nothing plus nothing equals nothing, my nigga. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to remind you that you're great. And if you get active with the work ethic, if you get your ass up in the morning like you was doing in prison and get to work, you're going to get you something. Didn't it work for you in jail? It'll work out here on the streets. And I ain't got nothing else to say. I came in this booth to talk directly to you. I hope this shit work out for you again, my nigga. I done been your age before. You ain't never been mine. It's coming from the dribble. Make sure y'all follow me on all streaming platforms. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at GullyTV1. The podcast is everywhere. The knittage is popping. Make sure you go get one. You hear I'm kicking it? You see all this motherfucking commerce I'm talking hocus? You can do the same thing, my nigga. You know why? Because you gifted and black just like me. Peace.